Dreamyoungmedia live. Like, comment, subscribe. Dreamyoungmedia live. Like, comment, subscribe.
Okay.
Yeah, and so just thank you for joining the Dream Young podcast. We truly appreciate your time today. We've done some research on your organization. The FunctionalHand is a great product.
Yep.
The assistive technology, industry or niche is just something that we have a passion for. And so we truly like the product that you guys have and wanted to know as much as we can about how you started, why you started, and then tell us about the product.
We kind of started about 5 years ago with this whole idea that we were hoping to form a company called Fair Solutions that more or less would allow us to have a further reach. So as we were doing this, Linda had a specific passion for putting a product out there. And there was one thing that I had noticed that she was amazing about, and that was she developed these tools for every type of, she would just out of TheraPlast mold, whether a child was going to use a marker or whether they were going to use a dot marker or whether they're going to use a glue stick. And it just seemed like there should be a better way. So I'll let Linda tell you the rest of the story as to how we came up, her dream became our reality.
Okay.
It started many years ago. I had a child, and the only thing that they could hold was a peg. And the child wanted to paint. The child had cerebral palsy.
Mm-hmm.
And so I took the peg home to my husband and said, how can we make this a paintbrush? And he actually drilled a hole through the top of the peg and put a little screw in there and cut off a paintbrush and stuck it in. And next we had paintbrush, and there were many other things that individuals wanted to hold. Mm-hmm. And so we put our minds together and thought, what could be versatile? So, individuals with disabilities, when they want to do something, they're constantly buying adaptive equipment that serves one purpose.
Yes.
And it gets expensive, and we're like, this isn't fair. How can we make one thing that is so versatile that it serves many purposes? And so again, the idea, we're very excited because this is shot cord, and it's used in sailboats, so it sits in the water, so it is very durable.
Nice.
And it opens, it's pulled, and when you cinch it tight, it goes around individuals. He's got a dot marker.
Okay.
We have water bottles, so you see how wide it goes.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Because a lot of the universal cuffs that we found, if the object fit in this horizontal position, it may work, and if it fit into this slot. But we know they want to do everything. And so we needed something that allowed individuals to hold something in a vertical orientation.
Nice.
And adapt to the size. So, we found, these paintbrushes that we love because they're safe for children. They're not going to poke themselves with it.
Yes.
That's great.
One of my favorite is, with the stylus, with the new iPads, we had, I was very excited because as children get older, they might not have the motor control to isolate their index finger to activate a to hold and activate an iPad. And so what this allows us to do is to give them a way that they can work their iPad, whether it's to play games, whether it's to do learning apps. It also crosses ages.
The advantage of the stylus, like Linda said, not only could multi-ages access their iPad, but what was also exciting was the whole idea that one of my adult clients finally had a way to simply access the emergency number on his phone. He's likes to do long distance road trips. He's an athlete. So it was kind of nice that he had that security of being able to just and hit that emergency number on his phone, which is something that we didn't even think of, but he got all jazzed about. We were actually trying to get him to play poker or something with it. I don't even remember what we did. Something totally different. And so I think that's what's been really cool for us. It's fun, it's functional, but it's so flexible. And like Linda said, there's not another universal cuff out there that's really universal, because this can hold in the horizontal, it can hold things in the vertical. None of the other cuffs can do that. So that was exciting. And we were able to do it as inexpensively as possible, which is, again, like Linda's point of, it's expensive. Families are buying things over and over. Another cool thing that came up with adults is we are lucky enough, as Linda mentioned, we're not the most tech and social media savvy, to hire a young woman who works for us. And she is in a chair. So she's a wheelchair user and has a large group of friends that she had from the University of Illinois who were spinal cord and partial spinal cord injuries. So one of her friends reached out and said, hey, I'd love to try the tool. I'm into cooking. So again, just a whole nother area that, I don't know, I'm not that great a cook, so certainly I wouldn't have thought this, but I thought maybe Linda would, because she's better than me. But it was just, again, another cool application that, it's kind of limitless, because it's just a super simple device. And I think the big thing for us that we were lucky enough to discover with the help of going to be 90 in September grandfather friend was just this V design, because the V design, we kept going for a circle. And whenever you put anything in a circle, you have that possibility of slippage. Either we mainly dealt with it in the horizontal than the vertical. But as soon as you drop it in the V and apply a third pressure, right? It's kind of the same thing as people wear TLSOs, right? Three pressure idea. It doesn't slip. It won't slip in the vertical, and it also doesn't slip from left to right or in the horizontal. So then we just put these little simple, rubber stops to also help with the slippage. And
we kind of got a tight fit, so it held the movement side to side, and we felt the object cannot move. Our children and clients deserve something, because their body, they can't control those movements. I cannot give them a piece of adaptive equipment that they can't control the movement here. They can't control the movement in their body. There are endless opportunities. One of the things we took, like the mini M&M containers, and here I used the spool and just put a piece of Velcro on it. And for some of our children, parents take their hand and move it when they want to make a pick. So this is a simple memory game. And we just put Velcro on the back of this, lay it out, and a child that can't pick up the cards can simply put it down to make their choice. Because our children, people sometimes don't think they're as smart as they are because they physically can't do the activity. But we know kids are smart. Their motor skills hides their intellect. And we don't want that to happen. So we're trying to create games that the kids can do it by themselves. Because when they move their limb, everybody gets excited because they know their ownership and their intellect. And that's so important to our clients.
And so how are you guys manufacturing the product? Is it like, are you using a 3D printer, or you have a third party? Well, you don't have to share any secrets, but just let me know what you can about the manufacturing process.
Actually, we are currently 3D printing. We have looked into the possible of injection molding. That was a little bit too rich for our blood at this purpose. We at this point, and in terms of where we're at. So I think that we felt like we got a good enough 3D print and a quality product. So what we did was we sent it out to a few not manufacturers, but a few distributors, and said, hey, this is our product. What do you think about it? Do you think this in 3D print is good enough to, to market, to put it out there? And everybody came back and said, it looks really good. So what we did was we decided to go ahead with the 3D printing based on the feedback we got from some distributors of, medical tools in the field. And they all said the quality was good enough. So we didn't go to the next step. Linda and I are therapists. This is kind of a big step outside of what we do. So we have looked into the possibility of what it would take to injection mold. We just aren't at that point where we even have the money to, because you got to buy the molds and
you still got to build up. You got to build up.
So we'd love for that to be a problem someday, so that we could get it out, and hopefully even at a lesser cost. We were just excited that when we sent it out and people liked it, the price that came back to us was actually $10 more than what we're selling it for. So we're excited about that.
That's great.
This was not a mission of making money. This was a mission of, we need to get something out there that works. And it was more about getting the product to the end user than everything in between. We just were so naive. We had no idea what that meant or what it took.
Right.
But it's been amazing. We have met so many amazing people, like my daughter-in-law's grandfather, who helped us with the final design. We've had multiple people help us with the 3D printing part of it. I mean, these things were first print at a public library that Linda has a library.
Wow.
And then we had the University of Illinois in Champaign. I'd like to acknowledge them. They had their maker lab there, and they worked with us to do our first large order and worked hard on the design to help us make some changes and get it right. And that was exciting.
Well, I think the other thing too is I mean, we were trademarking on our own, and Linda happened to notice online that there were schools out there that actually offer scholarships to help you patent your product. So we were lucky enough to get one of those.
Right.
So
That's
it's
great.
been kind of crazy, and we're learning things we never imagined we would, but it's been cool because it's doable. I mean, if you have a passion for it, you're going to get it out there. And it was funny, even like working with the Maker Lab at U of I, we as therapists, we know that the ergonomics of how this fits in your hand makes a difference. We know that the weight of it sounds silly, but we knew that certain types of filaments have to be used because you need a certain weight, and we couldn't really. Here we are telling these engineers, well, we don't know how much it needs to weigh. It just got to feel like this. So here, this is weight. They're measuring and weighing, and also even what does the surface feel like? Because we needed to make sure that there's certain contextual pieces to this product that we had no clue what that meant in terms of manufacturing and engineering, but we just knew in our gut and from our therapy standpoint what it needed to be. And we were just really lucky enough that people were patient enough with us to help us to get it to be that way.
We asked a lot of kids and adults that have grasp difficulties, how does this feel? And just interviewed a lot of individuals till we came up. And we're excited. There's nothing better than Instagram when somebody purchases it and they send a picture of their child doing something they haven't done before. There is no reward in life, even making $1 million that may make me feel, but
I mean, it's a great thing to help people realize their dreams. To have a product that does that and it could still benefit on people's lives and benefit you guys as well and help you out financially. It's just a win-win for everybody involved. When I see a product like that, I'm like, yes, if I had access to products like that when we were on the front lines servicing people with special needs, I mean, it would have benefited a lot of the people that we served as well. So.
Now, is it a one size fits all, or is it just tapered?
Right now it is. We measured, and children as young as 2 have used this size. It would be nice to have a variety of sizes. Sure. We're just not there. We really think 3 sizes would be fine. We put a lot of ages holding it. And so right now we're one size fits all. I would say any age 2 and up, they'll grow into it probably better at 3. It's very comfortable. If you are a large male adult hand, it may feel a little small, but for the most part, it's pretty generic. And, the other thing I wanted to point out, we'll go with the blue because that's our signature color, but we made it with an arch in it because a lot of the individuals, whether you're cerebral palsy or spinal cord, there's a tendency to get atrophy of the hand and that flat hand. And a lot of the kids I work with, they wear splints that support the arches of the hand. And we thought, how great. A child can color and actually do something for their hand that helps contour it and build up their arch as they move. So that was just another benefit. And the gentleman that's helping us with the design said this will be less slippage in the hand going side to side. So there isn't a component of this that doesn't have a purpose. Something, again, we didn't realize when we started manufacturing that every decision has to serve a function. So
that's right.
My husband is 6'3", big guy, big hands, and even him was like, no, this one. I mean, we literally had buildups that changed by maybe a millimeter or two. And this one, this one, this one, and this was, everybody kind of was like, no, it's this one.
And so, ladies, what's the next step for you guys? Is it continue to market the product until you sell a certain amount of units, and then at that point scale it? Exactly what's the plan?
I think we have a few plans. I think, first of all, we would like schools to reopen at some point, and I don't know when they can do that safely. Obviously, safety is the most important, because we really want to let the schools know, our teachers. I have individuals that use their iPad in school that have to have somebody help them. So we would like to get into more marketing and have opportunity to do that, because we do think the schools is a primary location.
Yeah.
So that would be it. Then we would like to package bags with the materials that, parents go on, and if we can do it affordably, all the little tools that can go into, if we could package them. We want to make life simple. Our families don't have time. The mothers and fathers, the caregivers are exhausted. So we want to see how we can put pieces together to make it easy. We are continuing, a primary goal is to continue to make some videos, because we know that families that look at YouTube and get ideas drive other families with ideas. So these are some of the pieces related to this that we would like.
That's great.
I think the big thing for us is the whole marketing thing is an issue for us, because we, if you've been on our website, it's pretty simple. Those are the pieces that we know we need to, in order to drive sales, we need to have a little bit better marketing, but also, better branding, those types of things. So I think we need to move in that direction. We do have a lot of other ideas for products to develop. We have one in particular, but again, we feel like we should at least get our brand out there, do a good job of it, and then see where it goes from there.
Fine. Yeah, I was trying to find out if you guys were partnering with other companies that also did assistive technology.
Currently, we have one distributor, and it's TheraPro out of Boston. They're great. They also are an OT, occupational therapy owned company, and a woman. So we were kind of excited about that.
Okay.
So
Hey. What about me?
Their CFO is a male, and he's a nice guy.
Oh, well.
Okay,
I'm going to have to deal with him probably more now than anybody. But we do have them. We would love to get involved with other distributors. Distributors are starting to reach out to us, which is cool. But again, we really want to stick to that lower price if we can. So that's where the issue becomes. If, once you start having distributors, then there's this whole dance about price. And we really are trying to keep it affordable for families. So we'll see where it goes.
Celine didn't have the luck to speak with you the other day. Can you tell her a little bit about what you guys do? And
sure.
Is there a way we can support you? We're so appreciative of this time.
But we're asking everybody just to support our YouTube channel. Just go to dreamyoung.org, which is our website.
Subscribe to our page.
Yeah, subscribe, follow us on our social media platforms. Anything like that would help. And share our links with all your friends, our video links. We're trying to build our numbers so that now we can get more support and get in a position where we can actually just reach more people. But ultimately that's what we do. We are a nonprofit 501c3. We started out with a training center in Tampa. We currently live in Georgia, and now we raise awareness. And so now we're starting to focus on having a virtual training center as well, because everything that's going on with the COVID-19. Right. So even though we're doing podcasts, we're doing social media campaigns and things like that, we're looking at maybe starting some art classes, some media creation classes for people with special needs virtually, and then add on to things at that point. We currently have 5 individuals who are visually impaired who currently work for us as paid interns. So we actually hire people who have disabilities. And that's something that we just partner with a company by the name of Visions out of New York City to achieve that goal. And so we're building. We're kind of like in the same position as you guys. We want to kind of enhance our marketing and kind of get our brand out there a little bit more. And so we're in the stage of just kind of creating more momentum for ourselves.
Right. And being in this industry for so long, because we started off working directly with clients where we would take them out into the community. And so we know firsthand about the technologies that they need, especially at that time, they didn't have that.
Yep.
So your product is great because number one, they'll be able to be a lot more independent. And that's what we strive for our clients is so to make them completely independent or a lot more independent, than when we first met them.
Yeah.
So
I
this
mean, a lot
is
of them,
great.
Yeah, a lot of them transitioned out of group homes,
Right.
into their own housing, into their own apartments, and we were kind of like the bridge that helped that process along. We helped them manage their banking, their rental agreements, all their medical appointments, everything that ties them to independent living. We were there as a team to help them with it, and we started the organization in 2007. And so the company in Tampa is still running. It's a family-run business. So we kind of still have a foot in that world while we're running our nonprofit in Georgia and kind of just, handling it on that level. So we travel a lot.
So we're trying to just raise awareness. We know it's needed. And to us, we have such a passion because they become like our family members.
Yeah.
So then you have this, this inner passion to raise awareness for them, do something,
Have a bigger mission than yourself in life,
That was the goal.
That's it.
It's easy for us to have, we kind of dabble in real estate as well. We flip houses and we got some side hustles that we do and things like that just to keep food on the table. But at the end of the day, that was the goal, to build a company and a legacy vehicle to impact lives and still to do what we love to do. That's really what it is. It's easy to open a convenience store on a corner and sell cigarettes and beer. Anybody can kind of do that and we can kind of make money doing that. But we wanted to kind of, use our skills and things that we love on a daily and impact lives with the people that we serve.
Well, that's what Celine goes, what exactly do they do? Because we both look at the website. I'm like, everything.
Everything.
Yeah.
We're like a one-stop shop.
I just want to thank everybody for watching. Please take the time to subscribe. It's free. Like the video, share the video. This content is pretty impactful, and I think it's going to help a lot of people. And don't forget to visit our website, dreamyoung.org, where you can purchase t-shirts, you can donate, and just support the whole movement of Dream Young Arts and Media. Thank you.
And don't forget to leave us a comment. Tell us how we're doing. You have a question, ask us. We'll be happy to answer it for you.
Thank you, guys. Peace.
Bye.